Remember when protein shakes were something only bodybuilders drank? When they came in massive tubs with names like Megamass 5000 and tasted like chalky punishment? Those days are long gone. Walk into any supermarket today and you'll find an entire aisle dedicated to protein drinks. Ready-made shakes in sleek bottles promising everything from weight loss to muscle gain to meal replacement convenience. They're marketed to busy mums, office workers, anyone trying to be healthier. The packaging looks clean, the promises sound amazing, and the brands feel trustworthy. But here's what they're not telling you. Many of these protein shakes, the ones sitting at eye level in Tesco and Sainsbury's, the ones you've been buying for your family, are packed with ingredients that have nothing to do with health and everything to do with profit margins. Today, we're exposing 8 protein shake brands sold in UK supermarkets that you should absolutely avoid, and revealing 5 that are actually worth your money. Will your go-to shake make the list, or have you been paying premium prices for glorified sugar water? Let's find out. Coming in at number 8, we have Slim Fast, the brand that's been synonymous with weight loss since the 1970s. Your mum probably tried it. Maybe you've tried it. The promise is simple: replace 2 meals with Slim Fast shakes and watch the weight fall off. But let's talk about what's actually in these bottles. The very first ingredient after water is maltodextrin. That's a highly processed carbohydrate that spikes your blood sugar faster than table sugar. Then comes milk protein concentrate, which sounds fine until you realize it's the cheapest form of protein available. But here's where it gets interesting. Slim Fast shakes contain more sugar than a Cadbury Freddo bar. We're talking 18 grams of sugar in a single bottle. That's nearly 5 teaspoons. For context, the NHS recommends adults consume no more than 30 grams of free sugars per day. One Slim Fast shake gives you more than half that amount. And they're marketing this as a healthy meal replacement. One nutritionist described it perfectly. You're not losing weight because the shake is healthy, you're losing weight because you're starving yourself and replacing actual food with sugar water. The ingredient list reads like a chemistry experiment. Cellulose gel, carrageenan, acesulfame potassium, sucralose. These are thickeners, stabilizers, and artificial sweeteners designed to make a cheap product feel premium. You're not buying nutrition, you're buying the illusion of a shortcut. At number 7, we have Muscle Milk, the American import that's made its way into UK shops, particularly in gyms and sports nutrition stores. The name alone is misleading because there's no actual milk in most Muscle Milk products. What you're getting is a blend of milk protein isolate and concentrate, which again, the cheapest proteins available. But the real issue is, what else is in there? Muscle Milk contains something called acesulfame potassium, an artificial sweetener that's been the subject of controversy for years. Some studies have linked it to potential health concerns, though the evidence isn't conclusive. What is conclusive is that Muscle Milk products are loaded with it. Then there's the sodium content. A single bottle contains nearly 200 milligrams of sodium. That might not sound like much, but when you're drinking these regularly, it adds up fast. High sodium intake is linked to high blood pressure, and for women over 40, that's a genuine concern. One customer review summed it up brilliantly: tastes like someone dissolved a vitamin tablet in wallpaper paste. That's not the kind of description that inspires confidence. Muscle Milk isn't dangerous, but it's overpriced, overprocessed, and underdelivers on the health promises it makes. Number 6, Grenade Carb Killer. The name sounds tough, the packaging looks aggressive, and the marketing targets people who want to cut carbs and build muscle. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Carb killer shakes are packed with sugar alcohols, specifically maltitol. Sugar alcohols are used because they're lower in calories than regular sugar, but they come with a significant downside. They cause digestive distress, bloating, gas, stomach cramps, and in some cases, urgent trips to the bathroom. The reviews are full of people complaining about exactly this. One person said, "Drank one before work and spent half the day in the loo." Another said, "Tastes decent, but my stomach hated me for hours." This isn't a one-off issue. This is a known side effect of consuming high amounts of sugar alcohols, and Grenade loads their products with them. Then there's the protein source. Milk protein concentrate again, the cheapest option. And the texture, multiple reviews describe it as gritty, chalky, and unpleasant. You're paying nearly £3 for a bottle that might taste acceptable, but will likely leave you uncomfortable for hours afterward. That's not a health product, that's a gamble. At number 5, we have Barebells, the Swedish brand that's exploded in popularity across the UK. The bottles look premium, the flavors sound indulgent, salted caramel, cookies and cream, and the protein content is decent at 24 grams per bottle. So what's the problem? The ingredient list is a mile long. We're talking about 30+ ingredients in a product that should be simple: protein, water, maybe some flavoring. Instead, you're getting modified starch, stabilizers like gellan gum and carrageenan, artificial flavors, and a cocktail of sweeteners including sucralose and acesulfame K. But here's what really puts Barebells at number 5. The price versus the value. You're paying upwards of £2.50 per bottle in most shops. For that price, you're getting a heavily processed product that's closer to a dessert than a health drink. One reviewer nailed it. It's a milkshake pretending to be a protein shake. The taste is good, I'll give them that. But good taste doesn't equal good nutrition. Barebells has done an incredible job with marketing, making their product feel premium and aspirational. But strip away the branding, and you're left with an overpriced, over-processed shake that's designed more for taste than health. If you're still watching and finding this valuable, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for UK Food Exposed. Your support allows us to keep investigating what's really in the food we're buying and holding these brands accountable. Now let's get into the top 4. Number 4, Protein World Slender Blend. Remember the Beachbody Ready controversy? That was Protein World, the brand that sparked outrage with their advertising, then doubled down and made millions from the publicity. But let's look past the marketing drama and focus on what's in the bottle. Slender Blend contains just 15 grams of protein per serving. That's significantly lower than most competitors. For a product marketed as a high-protein shake, that's disappointing. Then there's the calorie content. At 200 calories per serving, you're not getting much nutritional bang for your buck. But the real issue is the proprietary blend. Protein World doesn't clearly disclose the exact amounts of each ingredient in their formula. They hide behind the term proprietary blend, which means you have no idea what you're actually consuming or in what quantities. That's not transparency, that's deliberate obscurity. Multiple customers have reported that the powder doesn't mix well, leaving clumps and a gritty texture. Others mention an artificial aftertaste that lingers. One person said, "Tastes like sweetened cardboard with a chemical finish." When a brand becomes more famous for controversy than quality, that tells you everything you need to know. At number 3, we have For Goodness Shakes. The irony of the name isn't lost on me. This is a brand that positions itself as a healthier, more natural option. The packaging features fruit, the marketing talks about goodness and vitality. But flip the bottle over and read the label. The second ingredient after milk is sugar. Actual sugar, not hidden in some complex chemical name. Just sugar. A 475 milliliter bottle contains 26 grams of sugar. That's more than a can of Coca-Cola. Let that sink in. You're buying what you think is a healthy protein shake, and you're consuming more sugar than if you just grabbed a fizzy drink. The protein content is reasonable at 20 grams, but it's completely overshadowed by the sugar content. This is particularly concerning for the target market. Women over 35 trying to make healthier choices, trying to manage their weight, trying to do right by their families. They're being sold a product that actively works against those goals. One nutritionist called it out perfectly. This isn't a protein shake, it's a dessert with some protein added as an afterthought. For Goodness Shakes isn't the worst on this list, but it's perhaps the most deceptive because it markets itself as something it fundamentally isn't. Number 2. Yazoo Protein. Yazoo has been a British staple for decades. The chocolate milk drink that kids loved, that felt nostalgic and comforting. So when they launched a protein range, people trusted the name. They assumed it would be the same quality, just with added protein. They were wrong. Yazoo Protein contains 20 grams of protein, which is decent, but it also contains 16 grams of sugar per bottle. That's 4 teaspoons of sugar, in a product marketed as a fitness drink. The ingredient list includes glucose-fructose syrup, which is essentially liquid sugar, one of the cheapest and most problematic sweeteners in processed food. Then there's the milk source. Yazoo doesn't specify whether they use British milk or imported milk, and given the price point, it's likely the cheapest option available. But here's what really earns Yazoo the number 2 spot: the betrayal of trust. This is a brand that British families have trusted for generations. A brand that felt safe, familiar, reliable. And they've used that trust to sell a product that's fundamentally at odds with health. One parent said it perfectly. "I bought these thinking I was giving my teenage daughter something healthy after netball practice. Then I actually read the label and felt like I'd been lied to. That's not just poor product formulation, that's exploitation of brand loyalty." And here we are. Number 1. The absolute worst protein shake you can buy in UK supermarkets. Tesco Protein Drink. The supermarket own brand option that costs less than £1. The one that seems like a bargain. The one that busy families grab without thinking because it's cheap and convenient, and surely Tesco wouldn't sell something terrible. But here's the reality. You get what you pay for. Tesco Protein Drink contains just 15 grams of protein. That's barely enough to qualify as a protein shake. The first ingredient is water, which is fine. The second is milk protein concentrate, the cheapest protein available. Then comes sugar, then maltodextrin, then more sugar in the form of dextrose. The total sugar content is 12 grams per bottle, but the real issue is the quality. Multiple reviews describe the taste as chemical, artificial, and unpleasant. The texture is thin and watery. The aftertaste lingers. One person said, "Tastes like someone mixed protein powder with water from a public swimming pool." Another said, "I'd rather drink nothing." But what really makes this number 1 is who it targets. This is the cheapest option on the shelf. The one that people on tight budgets buy because they're trying to be healthy but can't afford the premium brands. And what are they getting? The lowest quality protein, the highest amount of cheap fillers, and a product that barely delivers on its basic promise. That's not just bad business. That's taking advantage of people who are trying their best with limited resources. So there you have it. 8 protein shake brands that are failing British consumers. But I promised you something else, didn't I? I promised you 5 brands that are actually worth your money. Let's talk about where you should be spending instead. Number 5 on the recommended list, Pulsin, a British brand that focuses on plant-based protein. Their shakes are made with pea and rice protein, they're free from artificial sweeteners, and the ingredient list is refreshingly short. You can actually pronounce everything on the label. They're not the cheapest, but you're paying for real ingredients and honest nutrition. Number 4. Innermost. Another British brand, this one founded by athletes who were frustrated with the lack of quality options. Their protein shakes contain 26 grams of protein, minimal sugar, and they're transparent about every ingredient. They even list where they source their protein from. That's the kind of transparency we should demand from every brand. Number 3. Misfits Health, the plant-based option that's taken the UK by storm. Their shakes are vegan, contain 20 grams of protein from pea and brown rice, and they're fortified with vitamins and minerals. The taste isn't for everyone. It's definitely more earthy than the sugar-loaded alternatives, but you're getting genuine nutrition. Number 2. Form Nutrition. Premium pricing, but premium quality. Their protein shakes are made with organic ingredients where possible, they're transparent about sourcing, and they contain 30 grams of protein per serving with minimal additives. This is what a protein shake should be. And number 1, the absolute best protein shake you can buy in the UK, Bulk Protein Shakes. Not the most exciting name, not the fanciest packaging, but the best value for money and the best quality. They contain 25 grams of protein, minimal sugar, no artificial sweeteners, and they cost significantly less than most premium brands. This is a company that prioritizes the product over the marketing, and it shows. Here's what you need to understand. The protein shake industry in the UK has become a race to the bottom. Brands are cutting corners, loading products with cheap fillers and sugar, and relying on clever marketing to hide the truth. They're betting that you won't read the label, that you'll trust the brand name, that you'll keep buying out of habit. But you know better now. You know that Slim Fast is loaded with sugar. You know that Yazoo betrayed the trust you placed in them. You know that Tesco's budget option is barely worth the plastic it's bottled in. Every time you buy one of these products, you're telling these companies that this is acceptable, that you'll pay for inferior quality, that they can keep cutting corners, and you won't notice. But when you choose Bulk, or Form, or Innermost, you're voting with your wallet. You're saying that quality matters, that transparency matters, that you won't settle for less. The British public deserves real nutrition, not chemistry experiments dressed up as health drinks. So check your cupboards tonight. If you've got any of these 8 brands, bin them. Don't drink them. Don't give them to your kids. Just throw them away. Next time you're at the shops, skip the big brand names and the budget options. Choose one of the 5 we recommended. Yes, they cost more, but you're paying for actual protein, actual nutrition, actual value. Your body deserves better than maltodextrin and sugar water. What are your thoughts? Have you been drinking any of these shakes? Did we get it right? Drop your experiences in the comments below. And if you found this investigation helpful, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Hit that subscribe button for UK Food Exposed and ring the bell so you never miss when we expose what's really in your food. Because the truth matters, and you deserve to know what you're really buying. Thanks for watching. And remember, demand real nutrition, not marketing lies.